Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative. Speaking to Charlie Hiscock about Ted Lasso Season 2 is going to be premiering July 23rd on AppleTV+. Charlie, welcome to Popternative, man.
Hey, thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
I mean, it's an exciting time, so it's interesting because for the people that have watched Season 1 of Ted Lasso, closer to the end of Season 1, we're introduced to Will, who's the new clubhouse attendant, and it's an exciting glimpse. And now, Season 2, maybe we're gonna get to know Will a little bit more.
Who knows? Who knows? You may see a little bit more of him. Who knows?
It's so cool. It's such an amazing show. The global aspect of it has it hit you how popular the show has become all around the world?
Not at all. Like literally, I remember the first day going back onto set for the second season, and everyone was just going around. It's like, can you believe it? Like, did you have any idea how big this would get? And everyone was just like, no, because I think the mindset of it was just to go in and just create a story. And lo and behold, it came out at a beautiful time where the world needed to believe the most and have hope, everything. And everything just kind of fell into place for it. And the writing alone is just magnificent. So obviously hats off to Brett Goldstein, Jason, and everyone on the writers team. It's fantastic. Honestly, it's
so much fun. So a lot of people, well, especially the players we see on Richmond, a good amount of them grew up playing football. Actually getting the role for them had to do, they had to show that they could play football in some capacity. It's very interesting, the process, talking to a few of them. For you specifically, I mean, you're the clubhouse attendant, so you're not really playing, but what was your familiarity with football? Did you play growing up? Were you a fan? What was that like for you?
Oh, yeah. So growing up, I loved to participate in playing football. However, I remember specifically joining the local football team nearby. I went to one session, I got past the ball once, and then I kicked it out to play instantly, and then I remember crying to my mum. So then I just quit football altogether after that. And I just knew from then on, you know what, maybe playing isn't my forte per se, but I support Man City.
Yeah.
And huge Man City fan. So
Jamie Tartt's team.
Exactly. So just everything's happening for a reason. It's crazy. But yeah, in regards to auditioning for Ted Lasso, so my whole journey was quite weird because I initially auditioned to play a bellboy who was going to appear in one scene who you see when they go up to Liverpool in the first season. And then I got an email back saying, hi, they would like to see you for Will the Kitman. I was like, who is this man? Who? And then I got the script over, and I was like, okay, a couple more scenes. This is nice, lovely. And then they do that, meet Jason, and I meet everyone. I was like, oh, hello. And then come back for season 2, and it's literally like a family. And
absolutely,
just a consistent, regular character now. So, yeah.
That's interesting, though. But there's a lot of stories like that where you think you're coming in for one scene and then it's more, right?
This is the thing. It's crazy. Then just going in for the read-through for season 2 as a key cast member, and how everything's happened is just crazy. But after watching the first season after watching the first season and coming back for the second season, I never met Phil Dunst, who played Jamie Tart, or anyone like that. So I remember going on to set for the first day and I'd be like, oh, look, it's Phil. Hello. Nice to meet you. You're not Jamie. Two separate people.
It blows my mind that Jamie, all the players on Richmond do a fantastic job. But Jamie Tart, it's you feel like he's a real football player.
Oh gosh, yeah. You can just relate to him with so many people out there. And credit to Phil as well. He does a fantastic job.
So good.
It's brilliant. Season 2. I won't say anything.
Well, we're not going to go into details, but season 2, from talking to a lot of people, and it's going to be coming out pretty soon. But I mean, you kind of are introduced to these players and the personnel that work for Richmond, and you kind of see a little bit of their growth. But I think you're just going to see more growth and more kind of situations with their personal lives. It's just going to be more growth.
Yeah, that's the thing. The Will just comes in at a time where all the players are still mid-growing because of Jason Ted Lasso coming in to take over the club. They're all still progressing, going from being, whether it be bullies, insecure, or shy, and everyone's still going through these different growth journeys that they have. And Will's just coming in midway, so they've still got a long way to go. So he never really sees the first beginning character that they were,
Yeah.
per se. Just sees them midway.
Now there's no like spoilers, but you're coming in as a new clubhouse attendant. Obviously, the person that you're taking over is Nathan, played by Nick, who does an amazing job, and he's gonna become he's a coach, right?
Yeah.
So it's the first interaction in season 1 was pretty awesome. You know what I mean? Like with like that first kind of scene where you're like, I'm the clubhouse attendant. You're like, oh, I'm the clubhouse attendant, right? What was it like working with Nick?
Nick's an absolute gem. He's just such a lovely person, and his character tonight, as we all seen, he's just fantastic. And then coming into season 2 as well, because I met him briefly for the first season for that scene, obviously, and then coming in for season 2, we have multiple scenes together throughout, and just seeing the journeys that we both go on together, because obviously he still holds a mantle on the clubhouse attendant, because that was his masterpiece that he created. So someone taking over that title from him is still a big deal. He doesn't want to give it all away, per se.
Well, some people don't do well with change, right? Like, yeah,
that's the thing. It changes how I come in. So who knows?
So what's the mindset for you as an actor when you appear in season 1 and you get the official call, even not knowing what the capacity of your role is going to be, but you get like the call that you're coming back for season 2? What's the mindset like for you as an actor in terms of preparation and getting everything ready? Like, can you even put it into words? Like, what's that like for you?
So the first step is go around the house screaming. and then this, because obviously everyone's seen the reaction, everyone's seen Ted Lasso, it's just blown up and it's just getting bigger and bigger, and it's just crazy to be a part of the journey and be one of the family of ABC Richmond. And so we're getting the call, and it's just all about, right, okay, what's the journey, what sort of river is he going down to travel throughout the whole story this season. And you just get the scripts through about analyzing, seeing all that la-di-da, and just trying to pick out certain aspects that match up for you to really play out. And and obviously doing the research about clubhouse attendance as well, just with bottles and kits and per se.
Oh, absolutely. And I just want to tell you, I think it's pretty cool because, Ted Lasso, a lot of the players, and we're introduced to some new players too. And it's interesting too because, the background, like there are players on Richmond from all around the world. And I think the cool thing I just want to let you know is Thierry Zorro, played by Mo, he's from Montreal, Quebec in the show. I'm from Montreal, Quebec.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Mo as well. He's such a lovely person. This is the thing. The cast is just full of absolutely wonderful people. There's not a single person that you go in thinking, oh, I need to stay clear of you. Everyone is literally a tight-knit family. Yep. And it's just, I think it's a very rare job where you come in and it is literally a close-knit family and everyone just welcomes you with open arms. And it's a pleasure, to be honest.
What I think is pretty cool, too, because the trailers are out. There's been a few trailers out for season 2, and you can see it from the trailer that, Crystal and Tohib, who played Danny and Sam, based on the trailer, we're going to get to know those two players a lot more in season 2. You see that right there, right?
Yeah.
And I find it cool how specifically those two players who were not, the Roy Kents or the Jamie Tarts, right? They were around, but they started getting a little bit of like the fan favorite status a little bit. Don't you find?
Yeah, I find that to people like most shows, when it's like a smaller character, people just want to take them under their wing and just like, you know what? I really like you. And then just come the second season, the writers pick up on that and we'll just be like, yo, okay, people like you. Let's give you a little bit more airtime and just find out more. And people, Christo as well, he's just bloody brilliant. I love Chris though.
He told me the backstory. He came on the show last year, and he told me the backstory about how his character was supposed to be like it was supposed to be like an Icelandic player named Gunnar. Like the backstory, like they changed it up. Like it was, originally that player was supposed to be from Iceland. He was telling me that.
I remember nattering, and they were saying how Phil's character, Jamie, and Christo, but they were all like mixed in together. So one of them was auditioning for one person who was actually both of them put together, and then there was Icelandic as well. How they managed to get it all finished is crazy, but they've done I can't stop raving about the show, honestly, because I'm a fan as well.
It's cool because you're like on the show, but you're also a fan of the show.
I'm a huge fan of the show because the first season when I did the last episode, I had no idea what the rest of the show was about. I didn't get sent any of the scripts. I had no clue, which I think was quite good for Will's character as well, because coming into it, you have no idea that everyone's coming through, celebrating, giving Nate a whistle. It's like, what the hell is this? What's going on here? It's just crazy.
I'm curious to see what your standpoint is this, because, you know, there's so many things that people love about the show. From being on the show and also being a fan of the show, Charlie, what do you think is the thing that kind of stands out? Is there something? Because I think the thing that stands out is the heart of the show. This show has so much heart. Would you safe to say it would be that?
I would agree. It's just the chemistry between every single person, let it be on screen and off screen. The chemistry off screen, it portrays on screen, and it carries the heart of it all, and it just gives it that warmth that everyone's wanting, especially during these blooming COVID times as well. Yeah. It's that bit that we can all just feel a bit.
It's weird because I remember talking to Cola about this too, who plays Isaac. It came out last August, I believe.
Yeah.
So, but there was, and it was out, and people were watching it. But I think around like Christmas time, it got like people were looking for new shows to watch. It kind of just spiked, I feel like.
Yeah, I think it's just because all the episodes were released at that point, so people could just like binge it in one sitting without having to have that heartache of waiting another week for it to come out. And like I said, with the warmth, and it's like a giant hug as well around the Christmas time.
It is a giant hug. The show is a giant hug.
Literally, if I had to give the show a little name for it, it would be a giant hug. An alternative title to Ted Lasso. It's such a pleasure to be a part of, really.
What's it like to work with Jason Sudeikis, who, you know, not only is Ted Lasso, but this is his project, right? Like this is like he created this. What's it like working with him in that capacity for what you were able to work on with him?
So I remember going into it on the first season and being a bit starstruck because Jason Sudeikis, horrible bosses, We're the Millers, everything like this. I was going into it all starstruck, but I played it cool. Played it completely cool. I like to think anyway. Probably not. And just did the whole things, and then coming back for season 2. And then everyone just wants to do so well, not only for the sake of like Jason, because it is his baby, but the fact that the show itself just gives hope to hundreds of people across the world. And the amount of people that have reached out that you see on Twitter, atting specific people like Jason and such, saying how they've felt more comfortable in regards to coming out about their like panic attacks, about masculinity. And I feel like that is such a great thing to give to the world. And that's just pure credit to Jason and Brendan, who bought this from the, I believe it's the NBC commercials.
Yes.
To turn it into an actual living, breathing giant hug. It's just incredible. And Jason himself, he's a gem, absolute gem of a person, and is Brendan as well. And I just can't stop giving it enough praise. Like what you see on the screen is what you get off screen. Everyone is perfect.
It's amazing. Charlie, thank you so much for coming on Popternative. I really appreciate it.
No, it's all. Thank you for having me.
So, season 2 of this giant big hug of a show is going to be, the first episode is going to be out July 23rd on Apple TV Plus. So that's exciting. And then, you know, every week new episodes going to come out. So it's really cool. Hopefully we're going to get to know Will, the new Clubhouse attendant, a little bit more. You know, it's going to be exciting. Where can people follow you on social media to keep up to date with everything?
Usually, it's on Twitter and Instagram at Charlie J. Hiscock.
Perfect.
used predominantly. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, this has been Popternative. YouTube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. Look out for Charlie Hiscock as Will in season 2 of Ted Lasso, July 23rd on Apple TV Plus. Until next time, it's Charlie Hiscock and Petey Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.